Welcome to the D2 National Championship Press Conference. We will hear an opening statement from Coach and follow up with questions from our student athletes. The student athletes will then be dismissed and we'll open up questions for Coach. Please make sure your cell phones are on silent. We will get started momentarily. When called upon, please state your name and affiliation. There are wireless microphones on each side of the room. Please wait for the microphone to reach you before stating your question. For those joining remotely, please use the raise hand function to indicate that you would like to ask a question. When you are called on for your question, please unmute your line and state your name and affiliation. Coach, if we could start with you with an opening statement, then we'll move to questions for the student athletes.
If I can talk, my goodness. What an awesome time our team has been having so far in Dallas. Once we found out that we had made it here, they just wouldn't stop talking about Dallas and getting down here, and it definitely has exceeded the expectations. We're having a blast. We're really excited to be here. Can't wait for the game. I know that I keep thinking like we are actually going to play a game here at some point, but it's been a fun, awesome week, and I know we're really excited to be here.
We'll now open it up for questions for the student athletes. If you could hold until the microphone reaches you, please.
Brooke and Mason, what has it been like the last couple of days just being here in Dallas? I know you guys have just been so excited just talking with you guys all week up until that grand exit that you guys had in Bulldog Country just the other day.
I think we're just trying to soak it in. It's been an amazing, 36 hours I think we've been here for. The event last night was incredible. The way the salute event went, it was awesome just to be with all the other women's basketball players here and being able to just be within their presence was just really fun and uniting. It just felt like everyone was included, and so it's been fun. The food has been great too, so that's been great.
Yeah, it's been an awesome time. We've had so many fun activities that we've got to do as a team and with the other teams, so it's just been so exciting to get down here and kind of live out what we've been looking forward to. But yeah, it's been a tremendous time so far.
Our next questions for the student athletes. And as a reminder, please state your name and affiliation.
Hi, I'm Monet Heath, ESPN's Anscape. Do you believe that the team's 14-game winning streak for the rest of the season help impact your performance overall? And how will you use that heading into Saturday?
Let's start with Mason.
Yeah, I think that our momentum going into even the postseason was coming from a few of those games at the end of the season, and we just kind of started to find our stride toward the end, and we're picking up a few more wins. So I think that it is impacting how we're doing so far, and we're just using what we've discovered about ourselves and some of those late season wins to push us far now into the postseason.
And Brooke?
I think this streak is a result of just how well we're playing together right now. I think we're playing our best basketball, which is exactly the point in time of the season where we want to be playing our best basketball. So it's really exciting. And so hopefully we make it a 15-game winning streak. But, whatever the result is, we're never just put down to one game of the season or even a streak. So I think we're just really excited about all that we've accomplished and excited just to have one more game, and especially in this environment, it's just really great and really fun.
To your left.
JC Christian, ESPN's Anscape. You guys mentioned that you wanted to be here from the beginning. Looking back at the season and everything that you guys have been through, how do you feel like you guys prepared to actually be here now that you're here?
We'll start with Brooke.
I think it's honestly comes down to our game preparation. Our coaches do a great job of putting together a really detailed scouting report, making sure that we're prepared every single game that we go into. But then also I think it's our mentality. We have a really great group of 16 girls, and we just love each other, and we love spending time together, and we love playing basketball together. And so I think our goal has been just to be playing as much basketball as we can and trying to extend the season as much as we can too. And so I think we've been kind of holding on to that. Obviously, this is our first national championship appearance. It was our first Elite Eight appearance too. And so I think we're kind of using that newness at our advantage and really just trying to soak it in, be present, and hopefully just playing our best basketball on Saturday.
Mason?
Yeah, I think that since the beginning of the season, this has been our goal, but we also set a goal to just have fun and get better every single day, and that's kind of what we've owned here at the end of the season, and yeah, just those 3 things that we've been doing have helped us get this far.
And we have a question to your back and right.
When I spoke to you guys on Monday, the focus was defense. As you guys are getting closer to the Saturday game, do you feel like the focus has still been on that area?
Yeah, I definitely think that's our bread and butter. We can always kind of rely on the controllables, and so, that's rebounding, that's getting stops, and that's hustle plays. And so I think we're just really kind of honing on what we can control because everything else we can't. So I think we're hoping that we can go out there. I hope shots fall, but even if they don't as well as we want them to, we can still rely on our defense and contain them as much as possible. And we know that we're going to be probably the most prepared team out there just because of our coaching staff and all the hard work that they've put in, and that they'll still put in the next couple of days since we don't play for another 2.
Yeah, I think the same. We've just kind of stuck to that toward the end of the season, and there had been times when we weren't scoring as well as we hoped, but then we could count on us getting a stop on the other end. So I think that is one of our strengths in our team's game. So hopefully we can just hone in on that on Saturday.
Any additional questions for the student athletes? Seeing none, thank you very much, ladies. Congratulations and best of luck on Saturday.
Awesome.
And in a moment, we'll open up for questions for Coach.
I like the better one here. Good job.
All right, at this time, we'll open up questions for Coach. To our left.
Hi, I'm Monet Heath, ESPN's Anscape. So under your leadership, the team has had much success over time. So what does it mean for you personally, just based on, them working very hard and earning this spot to be here in Dallas?
It's hard to put that in words. I mean, you just witnessed Mason and Brooke and how well spoken they are, but they are 2 of the toughest, most incredible leaders I've ever been around, and so much of our success has come down to the stuff that they've been willing to do. So for me, seeing how happy they are and how much fun they're having while still competing at such a high level is probably one of the coolest things I've ever witnessed as a coach. And the rest of the team as well, not just those 2, but they obviously have been here for 5 years, so it's been a nice run.
And we have a question on the back right. Please state your name and affiliation.
Alexis Bass from Northern News Now. Hey, Coach, I know that you've taught these girls so many things, and you hoped that they just take on so many life skills that you've taught them. But what do you feel like they've taught you in return in their process of being here for 5 years, especially with Mason and Brooke?
That's funny that as you started that question, I know you're supposed to listen when somebody's speaking, but in my head I went, gosh, I wonder how many things they've taught me since they've been here. That was literally the first thought that I had. So many things. Each person in this program has taught me something, and I think, specifically to Brooke and Mason, those 2, Mason's toughness is incredible. Like, just to see somebody that can continue to be that focused. We were joking in the lobby. I don't know if you've seen her pinky, but it's like all messed up. And she's played 40 minutes against pressing teams with her fingers all taped up and her hand looks a mess. And she's just so incredibly tough and resilient that it's been phenomenal for me to watch that. And you learn so many things through even just that. But I'd say the biggest thing in the past few years is this group has allowed me to be myself. Like, I've said that a few times, where I can walk into the gym and be myself and walk in having fun and joking around with them. and they can flip a switch when we need to get down to business and get better. And so that's been just learning how to navigate that, where, I mean, I think when I first started coaching, it was I have to be tough and I have to be this personality and I have to, do this so that we're successful. And realistically, I've learned the most through this group that I can be myself and enjoy the process too, and we can still get a lot of good reps in and a lot of work done on the court.
We're going to take a question from our virtual via Zoom. Brandon, I'm going to unmute your line and allow you to talk. Please proceed.
Brandon Veal, Duluth News Tribune. As you have dug into the tape, what are some of the ways that you feel like you guys can attack Ashland offensively, particularly if they really throw a lot of people down at Brook?
Like you said, it's going to depend on what they do. So we've worked a ton on relocating. We've worked on some cutting actions. We've worked on some different ways to enter the ball to the post. But I think the greatest strength of our offense is we move the ball really well. And our players have learned how not to force things. And so I'm really hopeful that as the game goes on, that our players can make some in-game adjustments right away that can allow us to find the open person, however it is that they're going to attack us. So, I mean, the motion offense that we run should hopefully, fingers crossed, allow us to make some great reads and get some open looks.
Our next question is going to be on the right-hand side in the back.
Hey, Coach. A lot of attention on your team for Brooke Olson, rightfully so. She's earned all of that. But I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about the rest of your team, about the people who maybe don't get the same recognition about what they mean as to the Bulldogs as a whole.
Where do I even start? I mean, I could talk about all 16 of them, and I think we'd be here all night. But you look at Mason and just her IQ. She's our coach on the floor. So it's funny. I'll text her and Madeline Granica. Those two are so incredibly intelligent, and they pay so much attention. And I mean, they just study, like their scouting reports, like they're studying for the biggest test of their life. But I was texting them yesterday because they're like, okay, what new sets did I put in? And then I can't remember the name of this one, and like they remember all of those things. So I have some people that are really paying attention to the stuff that we're doing. Is one of those things. Kaylee Nelson never gets enough credit for what she does on the court, because she's not gonna, score 20 points. I mean, maybe she will be on Saturday, and that'd be amazing. But she takes really good shots and she makes the right play. She doesn't force things, and so offensively, she's kind of that quiet, intelligent, move the ball player that will catch and shoot at the right times. But defensively, she is locked in and, does a great job of communicating, being in the right spot. She's rarely out of position. She's, really active, and we get a ton out of her from that standpoint. Tatum Rhodes is an amazing playmaker, where she will, she might be a little bit quiet, and then all of a sudden she's going to go on an offensive run, or she's going to get a huge jump ball, or defensively we can put her on a different matchup, and she can do some great things on both ends of the floor. She's a good passer. She's just a really good all-around player that is she knows how to make plays at the right time as well. And then you see Ella Gilbertson, Taya Hackamacky, that they come off the bench. They're both incredible scorers and have both really made some huge impacts for us on the defensive side. Like when we put them in, we don't miss a beat with our substitutions. I don't know who I'm missing. Lexi Cargie comes off the bench, and as a freshman this year, she's made incredible improvements in her game. She's got a huge upside, and she just keeps getting better and better. I don't know who I'm missing for people that play. Mason, Brooke. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of our top 8 or 9 that are playing, and then we've got some awesome people who don't get in the games, and apparently keep telling me to look down the sideline because they've got some great celebration dances and things. But I don't think I'm going to remember to do that. They told me that a couple days ago. But their energy, their support. It's incredible to be a part of a team that has all 16 completely invested. Like, there are times when I'll see a picture of our team in a team huddle. Most of the time, all of them are paying attention to what's being said. And then when they leave that huddle, they're high-fiving, they're excited for each other. So it's just a really good all-around effort. Really good group to be a part of.
Any additional questions for Coach? Right here to our left.
JC Christian here, ESPN's Anscape. You know, you mentioned being yourself earlier.
Yeah.
How do you feel like the personality of the team affects the work ethic this year?
Sorry, the personality of this team. They're relentless. You know, the energy's great, and I do think there has to be some sort of a correlation when people are having fun and they have high work ethic with that there has to be something with success in that. But all of them are competitive. You know, Brooke Olson's little sister is redshirting this year, and her and Brooke just go at it at practice sometimes. It's hilarious, but they compete, and that's, you know, I don't think you get to this level in any sport if you're not super competitive. So the energy's awesome, and they compete, and you know they can get after it at practice. But then when they leave the court, they can be friends again, or even just drill by drill. They can get after it a little bit and then make up and get better the next drill.
Any additional questions for Coach? Seeing none. Thank you so much, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much.
You're quite welcome. As a reminder, a recording of this press conference as well as the written transcript will be posted in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at www.ncaa.veritone.com. Our final press conference of the evening is scheduled for 6:30 with Ashland. Our final press conference of the evening for the D2 National Championship featuring Ashland will begin momentarily. We'll hear an opening statement from Coach Pickens and follow with questions from student athletes Haley Heidemann and Annie Roshak. The student athletes will then be dismissed and we'll open up questions for Coach. Again, we'll be beginning that press conference momentarily. And as a reminder, the USBWA Awards brunch will take place tomorrow at 10 a.m. at the Omni Dallas Hotel in the Katy Trail Room. Welcome to the D2 National Championship Press Conference featuring Ashland. We will hear an opening statement from Coach and follow up with questions from our student athletes. The student athletes will then be dismissed and we'll open up those questions for Coach. Please make sure your cell phones are on silent. When called upon, please raise your hand and then state your name and affiliation. There are wireless microphones on each side of the room. Please wait for the microphone to reach you before stating your question. For those joining us remotely, please use the raise hand function to indicate you would like to ask a question. When you are called on for your question, please unmute your line and state your name and affiliation. And again, we'll begin by an opening statement from Coach and then field questions to the student athletes. And then once we dismiss the student athletes, we'll then open up the floor for questions for Coach. Coach, if you'd like to open up with your opening statement.
Really thankful to the NCAA for putting on such an amazing event for us, giving our student athletes a first-class experience. It has been everything we hoped for and more. So a lot of thanks to the NCAA. We're really excited to be here and honestly just to play a basketball game. It'll be 10 days since our last one whenever we step out onto the court, and I know our girls are ready and eager to be playing one last game together.
At this time, we'll open up for questions for the student athletes. As a reminder, when asking your question, please raise your hand and once you're called upon, state your name and affiliation. Looks like to our front and left side.
Dusty Sloan, Director of Athletic Communications for Ashland. For both Hallie and Annie, at what point during the season did you feel like this moment was possible?
If we could start with Hallie.
Yeah. I knew as soon as this team was assembled completely, I knew that we had what it took to win a national championship. It was just a matter of whether or not we were going to come together and put it all together and put it together come tournament time. And I'm super proud that this team has been able to do that, and the job's not done yet.
And for Annie?
Yeah, I think I kind of agree. Coming in preseason, we knew that we had all the pieces necessary. And so, like Hallie said, just getting that buy-in. And I think this team has obviously done that really well, or we wouldn't be where we are right now. And so, yeah, we're really grateful for all of this opportunity and just to put it on the line one more time.
Ethan Jenkins, AUTV 20. Hallie, this is going to be your last game of your career. How do you manage your emotions heading into this game? And have you also thought about your career ending at all?
How do I manage my emotions? First, I would say talk to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ about it. And then also just staying with my teammates, staying in the huddle, not making it too big, because at the end of the day, it is just a game and it's supposed to be fun. And so getting to do it alongside my teammates just reminds me to enjoy it. And yeah, taking a step back. And I think being a senior and having it be my last game, I've been able to just take a step back and know that this all goes by so fast and this moment is so special. And so taking the time to take it in.
We have another question to our left.
Hi, I'm Monet Heath, ESPN's Anscape. Heading into your final game with a undefeated streak, do you guys feel like you have an advantage heading into Saturday?
And we'll start with Annie.
You know what? At this time of the year, everybody's on an even playing field. You know, you walk into the tournament and it's 0-0, and even right now we're both fighting for the same thing. And so I don't think that our record gives us an advantage at all. Obviously, we should have some confidence going in, knowing what we've accomplished this year and what this team can do. But you know, Duluth is a really good team, and it's going to be a dogfight. And I'm just really excited to put us to the test and see how it goes.
Yeah, sticking to what we do and staying in our huddle. I think believing in our team and what we've done so far, but then also buying into what the coaches prepare for us scout-wise and being ready to execute what specifically we need to do against Minnesota Duluth.
We have a question in our back row.
Scott Raveley from the Baton Rouge Advocate in Louisiana. That other 36-0 team plays tomorrow evening. I was wondering if you guys have any inside jokes about they're copying you or trying to keep up with you guys or something like that. And what, being here on this big stage, does this enhance the experience of playing for the national championship?
We can start with Holly and then we'll move to Annie.
No inside jokes. I don't think so. It's really cool, but no jokes with that, really. It definitely enhances the experience having all three divisions here. It's been really cool just to have them be part of our experience and then us getting to be a part of their experience and just everything that the NCAA has done and put on to make this a really special time for us.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I haven't thought a ton about South Carolina also being here, being undefeated, but what a cool opportunity, what a cool experience this has been. You know, even last night at the Salute event, having all the D1 teams along with the D3 teams. Yeah, so just getting to share this experience with them, and you know, we started the same. We started as little kids with dreams to play college basketball and compete for a national championship, and we're all getting that opportunity. And so I think that in itself has been just such a neat experience.
Any additional questions for our student athletes? Looks like we have one here.
JC Christian here with ESPN's Anscape. You guys have an opportunity to finish it all off, win a national championship undefeated. Tell me how does it feel as a player to be able to have this opportunity to do it?
You know, I'm just really grateful for the game of basketball, for Ashland University, for just all the experiences that I've been given through a simple game. And so to be here, to be 36-0, playing on the big stage for a national championship is, I think I've said it so many times before, it's like 10-year-old Annie's dream. And so just continuing to take it in, and then, again, realize we have one more game, one more thing to take care of, and, you know, hopefully go home with that national championship title.
Super exciting. The word for me through most of this tournament run has been joy, just experiencing joy after joy alongside this team, and looking back at all that we've accomplished this year, and then just at my 5 years here at Ashland and all that this school and this program has done for me. I hope that this team can go out with a national championship on a big stage.
Looks like we have one last question to our left, excuse me.
Cade Krakus with the Collegian. How has the coaching staff helped this team in-game and in the locker room in these high, tough pressure situations?
Let's start with Annie, and then we'll go to Hallie.
Yeah, you know, I'm going to stand by the fact that we have the best coaching staff in the nation. And I think, you know, and that's not just because they were the national head coach and the national assistant coach of the year. And also, I think if there was a national GA of the year, Coach E would have gotten it. But they prepare us so well. And I think what makes them special is that they care about us more than players. They care about us as people. And so that makes buying into what they say and believing what they say really easy. And yeah, there's nobody else I'd rather play for, and they do such a good job of preparing us. And just, I mean, Coach P's been here a lot of times. And so just kind of her leadership in that has just been really good and easy to follow.
Going off of what Annie said, because our coaching staff loves us so well and cares for us so much as people first, I think it's easy to buy into what they're asking us to do, and it's fun to follow them and easy to trust them. We know going in every game that we are prepared and equipped as we could possibly be because of their investment in us, their preparation in the scouting report. And then another thing that Coach P especially talks about a lot is operating out of love, not operating out of fear. And so in a moment like this, when we're on a big stage and big game is on the line, choosing and making the choices to operate out of love instead of out of fear.
Thank you both ladies. Best of luck this Saturday. At this time, you are dismissed,
Thank you.
and then we'll open up questions for Coach.
Great job, you two.
At this time, we'll take questions for Coach.
Dusty Sloan, Director of Athletic Communications for Ashland. Carrie, I know how much you enjoy personal accolades, but if you win on Saturday, you'll be the first D2 woman to ever win a national championship in women's basketball in 3 different capacities, player, assistant, and head coach. How special would that be for you?
It'd be really special for this team. I have been so blessed to be surrounded by amazing people my entire career. And that led to 2 of the other national championships. But I'm really excited for the opportunity to do it with this team, because this team has been really special, and that's all I care about.
We have another question to our left.
Cade Krakus with the Collegian. 2 incredibly proficient coaches came before you, Robin Freilich and Sue Ramsey. What has it been like to learn from them and then create your own path here on the grand stage?
I've had incredible mentors my entire life, and I guess this can kind of go off of Dusty's question as well. I have, with that, whether it be my mom, who was my high school head coach, was an All-American at OU, a 3-time All-American at OU, whether it was Coach Ramsey, who's a beast in every way, whether it was Robin, whose record was 104-3 in her 3 seasons at Ashland. Like, I've just had incredible people come before me that I've had the opportunity to learn from. And so my hope is that if we were to win and I were to be recognized as the only woman in Division II to be able to do those 3 things, I hope that it can just leave a small, I can be a mentor in some small way to someone else who's going to follow and try to do even bigger and better things too.
We have a question to the back and to the right.
Hey, Coach. Nick Moeller, NCAA.org. You've answered a lot of big picture questions, but focusing on the game, could you give us an overview on what you've seen from Duluth?
They're a really good team. I think that they dominate on both ends of the court. You can tell that their entire starting lineup is seniors just by the way that they play. They play really poised. They were down by, I think it was 12 with 2 minutes to go in the regional championship game. I have never seen a comeback like that before. They just played like they were going to win. And so we definitely have our hands full with them because they know how to win. They have a lot of hunger to do it. And so we have to be able to, I think, dictate the tempo and attack them in different ways because we got to be able to get them on their heels a little bit. And one of the best ways, I think, to do that is by attacking them in transition offense and then also doing our best to shut down Brooke Olson and making someone else really step up.
We have another question to our left.
Cade Krakus with the Collegian. Coach, you guys had a big game against Glenville State, ended up pulling off the victory. Building off of that question alongside Duluth, what did you learn from that game against Glenville State?
That we have to continue to play our game no matter what the score is. I know personally for me, we got up by 19 against Glenville, and it was almost like, all right, now we just need to like hold on instead of, no, let's keep our foot on the pedal and let's keep attacking and let's keep pushing. I think that when we play really aggressive and we have just an attack mentality, that we're a really hard team to stop.
Any additional questions for Coach? Looks like we have a follow-up over here.
Cade Krakus with the Collegian. How has your coaching staff, Jenna Kotis and Aaron Daniels, helped you find your footing this season?
They've been awesome. Jenna is the exact opposite of me in the best way possible. I actually said that about my former assistant, Stephanie Gelhausen, and I didn't know if I could find it in another person, and Jenna has done that for me. She's a ton of fun. She brings a ton of energy. I'm usually someone who's like, oh, we don't need to do that. She's like, Carrie, come on. It's a great experience. Let's go do it. So, like, she's really helped bring out that fun energy that this team needs. And she's really good at her craft, too. She's made our guards a lot better. And Savea Brockington, when she came in, I think she was shooting in the low 30s, high 20s from 3, and now she's at about 40. And that's all Coach Jay and her working together. So Jenna has done a great job. And then Erin is as great of a grad assistant as she was as a player. Like, I loved her as a player. She was reliable. She was hardworking. I knew what I was going to get out of her every single day. And it was going to be a smile and, Coach P, whatever you need me to do, I'll do it. And that is exactly what I've gotten out of her as a grad assistant as well. And so I couldn't be more thankful for my staff.
Any additional questions for Coach? Seeing none, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you. Thanks for the coverage, everyone.
Congratulations. Best of luck on Saturday.
Thanks.
As a reminder, a recording of this press conference as well as the press conference transcript will be posted in the NCAA Digital Media Hub at www.ncaa.veritone.com.